In this lesson, I want to teach you guys about sending follow-up emails as a way to increase the number of reviews that you get. How this works is after a customer makes a purchase and the goods are delivered to their house, you send them an email and neutrally ask for them to leave a review. Now, Amazon doesn't actually give you the user's email address. What they give is this anonymized string, and we're actually able to send an email to this anonymized string. It then gets forwarded on to the buyer, so you never have their real email address, but we do have a way to communicate with them. So it works in the same method as if you were to go into your orders, click on a buyer's name, and send them an email. So I could do like other, I could say like feedback request. I could say like, hi, would you mind leaving me an email? I wouldn't really say this, but I could then hit send and it would send Mia this email. Actually, would you mind leaving me a review? It would then send this email to Mia asking for a review. However, as you can imagine, that's a pretty tedious thing to do after every time someone makes a purchase. So instead, Jungle Scout has a way to automate this entire process, and this is how it works. You go into Launch and click on Email Campaigns. Come over here and click Create New. And for this one, we will use this template. All right, and we'll just choose one of our products as an example. I'm going to click Next. And what this is saying is, I'm going to change the campaign name to example, is after it's been delivered, wait for 2 days and then send this email. We can click on it to look at the email. So this says additional info about your new, and it tells them the product name. And then it says, hey there, I saw your order was recently delivered, blah, blah, blah. Would you mind leaving help others by sharing your opinion here. And then it gives them a link. And I can preview this by clicking on this button right here. And as you can see, there's a nice big button in the middle that says leave a review. So this is asking them to leave a review in a neutral or unbiased way, which is extremely important. So you are allowed to send a single email asking for a review from your customer as long as it's in an unbiased way and follows a few other Amazon rules that I think are good for us to go over. So you can find this. You can always find the updated one by just searching this buyer-seller messaging service overview. But I'm going to read a few of these very important ones to you, okay? So you cannot include in your message links to any websites, links to Amazon pages or storefronts. You can't include a logo if they contain or display a link to the seller's website. So you can include your logo, but you can't have it link off to your website. No type of marketing messages and no other types of promotions are allowed in there. And then it in yellow here says again that you have to ask for reviews in a unbiased way and you can't incentivize them to leave a review in any way. So they are very strict about this. And the fact that this goes through Amazon and gets forwarded on to the end customer, Amazon does know everything that you say to the customer, so it's very important to obey Amazon's rules through this process. So after I'm happy with my email, I'll go ahead and click Save. And then after that, we are ready to roll. And what I can do is I can go back in here. Let's see, I think it was just this one. And then after we've actually sent some emails out, what we can do is we can click on this and I can see the different statistics as far as how many emails have been sent to the customer. All right. So this is very simple to do. It only takes a few minutes to get set up. After that, Jungle Scout is automatically going to send all the emails for you so you don't have to do so. And it's a great way to increase the number of reviews that you get for your product. Now, not all of the emails will go through. Some customers have opted out of the emails. That being said though, some of the emails going through is better than none of the emails because it does really increase the rate at which you receive reviews or the percentage of purchases that result in a review. There is, I would say, like a fair bit of controversy around the internet right now about like if these are allowed, if they're not, but I can quite confidently say that these are allowed. I haven't heard of anyone getting their account in trouble or suspended who have followed the rules. But like I said, I can't stress enough that you do follow Amazon's policies so that you don't get in trouble. So this is what Amazon says, okay? But for those of you who have been selling on Amazon for a while, you know there's oftentimes a difference of what's laid out in the Amazon's terms of service and what's actually enforced. Now, I like to go by what's actually, well, I mean, I go by both, but it's important to know and understand what is enforced on Amazon because, you know, you don't want to get your buyer-seller messaging privileges suspended for a period of time. You want to be able to do that. So I've had the opportunity to see what are some common themes or what is still allowed with the buyer-seller messaging system, all right? So you can send one email, all right? Just only send one email. You can't filter unhappy versus happy customers in any way. So this means you can't say, if you enjoyed this, please leave a review. If you didn't enjoy it, send me an email. You also can't say anything along the lines that would like filter out people who potentially didn't have a positive experience. I recommend you no longer include any PDFs or attachments. I would not include any links, and this includes a link to leave the review, which I just within the past couple weeks have started to believe this one. Before that, it seemed like there were still a ton of people sending out email campaigns with links and they weren't having any problems. In the past few weeks, we have seen more sellers, again, no longer be allowed to send these emails who included links. This has always been the case, but don't do any kinds of promotions and never ask for people to update or change reviews that they've left, okay? So the biggest change is here is only send one email to your customers. This has been the case for a while, but I just want to reinforce that you can't filter out who leaves a review and who doesn't in any way. And I would no longer even include a link to leave the review, all right? Jungle Scout is actually updating its email campaigns to no longer include image URLs because it's no longer allowed. We'll no longer have product review autofill tags and other links. We're removing the refund trigger and we're limiting the email campaigns for one per buyer through Amazon. And we're also adding a number of other warnings. So what's I think important to note here is these rules are enforced that like depending on who's looking at it or who's enforcing it, they are done very kind of like differently. So like some of these people could be some people, you know, may be breaking all of these rules and they've been doing it for years and they still are sending their buyer-seller messaging today and having no problems. But there's other people that have violated just one of these and they're no longer allowed to send messages for 30 days. So I recommend that you guys act on the more conservative end and go by these rules that I'm talking about or are enforced. So this gives you an idea of what I'm still sending for products that I feel like it's important to get reviews quickly. And you can read through this, but a few important things to note is it's totally unbiased. It doesn't incentivize them in any way. It doesn't include a link. It's only one email. And so you can see right here, since it doesn't leave a link to the review, I just say you can write a review simply following the 3 steps below. Select your account, go to your orders, and select product reviews and go there. And I ask in a very unbiased way if they would mind leaving me a review. So before you forget, go in there, set up your email campaigns, and increase the number of reviews you get.